Hi everyone, I just got out of the shower, so I thought I would update you on my melasma and also share my nighttime skincare routine. All right, so when I say I want to update you on my melasma, I want to show you how it's looking because I haven't done anything for a while, or at least a while as far as I'm concerned, because usually I'm doing something like every 2 to 3 months to really keep up with it. But I haven't done anything since I got Cosmelon done in June. So that was right before I started traveling for the summer and started being, like at the beach and doing all that kind of stuff. And I have to say the Cosmelon treatment has been my absolute favorite as far as getting rid of a good amount of my melasma. You can see as I get closer, I have nothing on my face right now. I truly just got out of the shower. I have a little bit of it coming back and I still get this perioral dermatitis. It's been going like this for about 2 years now. I made a video about how I basically just stopped using tretinoin because I feel like whenever I use tretinoin, it's just too strong for my skin. As much as I have FOMO and I truly want to use it, it always causes this irritation and it eventually leads to perioral dermatitis for me. And since the last time that happened to me, it just hasn't completely gone away. This is looking pretty good for me. Anyway, the reason why I like the Cosmelon the most is because I think I saw the biggest difference and it's lasted the longest for me. I really do like Clear and Brilliant. I like the PicoSure. I've done other chemical peels like the VI peel, but this for sure, the Cosmelon, did the most to even out my skin tone. And I think a lot of people saw that. My skin looked great all through the summer. It wasn't until I started spending more time in the heat in Miami, like sometime around like September, October-ish, that I really start to see all of this come back. And I truly believe it's because it's just so hot here that it's impossible for me to keep it all from coming back. It's just impossible. But I have been doing my nighttime skincare routine and being consistent with ingredients that can help it. So let's go ahead and get into my skincare routine and talk about that. But when it comes to the Cosmelon, will I do it again? Yes, I'm going to do it again. I will warn, I feel like it was such a brutal experience because you had to peel and everything. First off, you have to spend a whole day wearing that mask and then your face peels for like a week. And then you're just kind of in a constant peel and you almost look a little bit orange because of the color of the Cosmelon for like a month. But when it's done, best results I've seen. And then maintaining it with a routine like the one I'm about to show you. First, I am all about hydration. I feel like having plump, hydrated skin has by far made my skin look its best. I'm all about it. I want all of the hydrating ingredients, all of the hydrating products, essences, like this one from Beauty of Joseon, which is the Glow Replenishing Rice Milk. This one is just one that I've had open for a little bit, so I'm not saying that this is like my absolute favorite, but I do like the texture of it. It's nice and light, and I like the way it just absorbs really quickly into my skin. So I'm putting on this first, making sure that my skin is hydrated, especially since I washed it and then started talking to you guys. Usually, I would go all the way down to the nips. So I'm gonna get my chest, just gonna bend over a second and get down there. And this is a big one for me because I feel like I talk to more and more people and they're like, I just wanna have that juiciness to my skin. And then I ask them what they're doing to hydrate their skin and they're doing nothing. They're just putting on moisturizers. These hydrating essences, especially the light textured ones like that, or even like a really light hydrating serum can do wonders for your skin. Cause look how plump it already just looks. And I've been into those collagen masks. I thought that they were just a gimmick, and maybe, but I like it. I feel like I see a huge difference with my skin when I use them, especially after traveling, because they also just cool your skin down and you're wearing them overnight. Oh my gosh, I forgot to show you. This was first. I had sprayed this on my face right before I started filming. This is from Prequel. This is the Universal Skin Solution Dermal Spray. This is just a hypochlorous acid spray. You've probably heard so many people talking about hypochlorous acid, and there's a reason for it. It is great for anybody who has skin irritation. So for like me with this perioral dermatitis, but also because of my melasma, I have noticed that anytime I get really red, like if I'm irritated, I have redness, if I, just spent too much time at the gym, if I was out in the sun, if I got really hot, I will keep a bottle of this. I also have the Tower 28 one. That's like a travel size that I throw in my bag too. But I will just spray. Actually, I'm gonna spray on my back because why not? I also like spraying it on my back so I don't get breakouts. I'm gonna spray this, even though I should have sprayed this and then let it dry down for a second before I put on that essence, but I especially love it in this area. And if you're gonna use any antioxidants, like I'm gonna have a retinoid in this routine and some like azelaic acid and stuff, then you wanna let it dry down before you go in with some of your other products, just because it could cancel it out. Who knows if the science on it is like, it's definitely going to, but it's essentially like spraying bleach on your skin. So just keep that in mind. But I think this is just such a great type of product to have in your routine and in your bag. And it's like a catch-all for so many different skin issues. And so I would just keep that and spray it. And if you're dealing with any redness like I do, that redness can lead to more melasma or hyperpigmentation. So it's just so nice to have because then you don't have to deal with that. Let's go in with another one of these just to back it up. Okay, so now I'm gonna go in with my essence. This one is nice and watery and light. And the rice in it is supposed to be good for evening your skin tone too. So that's one of the best things about essences is you can always look for ingredients in them that also help with any kind of dark spots on your skin. So before this completely dries down, while it's still a little bit damp, I'm gonna show you this. I don't always use it, but I like to bring this up. This is Hydroquinone. This is only a 4%, I wanna say. I got this while I was in Spain and I hadn't used it until just like a couple of weeks ago, just because I don't wanna continue using Hydroquinone every single month. I tend to use Hydroquinone when I am about to get some kind of a treatment done just to kind of prep my skin and prevent any hyperpigmentation. But then I also like to pull it out if I feel like I'm starting to notice some of the melasma or the hyperpigmentation coming back. So this one is just a little gel. Usually I get my Hydroquinone from Apostrophe. That way I can also check with the dermatologist team and just kind of see what they say about my Hydroquinone. I also just got tox treatments and I bruised a little bit, which can happen. Might as well put on some Hydroquinone. When I'm not using Hydroquinone, I'm using ingredients like alpha-arbutin. Alpha-arbutin is probably like one of the next best things when it comes to Hydroquinone. It's never gonna be the same because it's not prescription strength, but it's better than nothing, right? When you can't use Hydroquinone all the time nonstop, you have to kind of like cycle through it, then it's a good alternative. So that's my skin right now. Next up, these are two really important products for me in my nighttime skincare routine. Always a retinoid in my nighttime skincare routine. This is from my brand Naturium. This is the Retinaldehyde Cream Serum 0.05%. I don't know why I felt the need to look at that because I know what it's called. I stick with the 0.05%. We also have a 0.1%. We'll probably have stronger ones later on in the future. This is the one I can use on a regular basis, like every single night without irritation. So that's why I stick with this one. To me, it's better to be on a lower percentage and then be able to use it more consistently than to try to amp it up and then, you know, like only use it every other day or every 2 days, something like that. So this is so much more important to me to use. So I prefer to use this one. And then also, again, because I deal with hyperpigmentation, dark spots, all of that kind of stuff, azelaic acid is so important in my skincare routine. It's also great for my perioral dermatitis. So I'm always reaching for azelaic acid. Again, from my brand Naturium, this is the azelaic acid emulsion 10%. I also have 15% when I feel like I need to really amp it up because my skin is looking really red or this is getting really bad, then I will. Going in with this first, just because it is a slightly lighter texture than the azelaic acid, it really wouldn't matter though. And I'm gonna avoid under my nose with this just because, again, it's still irritated, so I don't wanna get in there. And if you notice, I'm not necessarily waiting for everything to dry down. I wanna keep it kind of damp, lock in all of that hydration. Because again, I feel like when your skin is nice and hydrated, even if you're dealing with hyperpigmentation or dark spots or melasma, when your skin is plump, it just looks smoother. Don't you think? Look at that. So much smoother. Bringing that down. Okay, before I go in with the azelaic acid, let's talk about why you do need a retinoid. So anytime somebody asks me how they should be dealing with their melasma, their hyperpigmentation, their dark spots, whatever it is when it comes to uneven skin tone, the first thing I ask is, do you wear a sunscreen during the day? Because that's probably the most important. When they say yes, then I move on to, do you use a retinoid? Because before you get into any of the other ingredients, first and foremost, a retinoid is very, very important because it's the catch-all ingredient. It does the most. It has the most studies that shows it can help with uneven skin tone. It can help with your texture. It can help with any of your aging issues. This is going to be the ingredient that does it all. So if you're not using a retinoid, I'm not going to tell you to go get alpha-arbutin or any of these other kinds of ingredients until you've got something like this in your skincare routine. The other ingredient that I would look for is glycolic acid. I sometimes put glycolic acid and my retinoid into the same skincare routine. I'm not going to do that tonight, mostly because I just didn't grab a glycolic acid product. That kind of exfoliation from your glycolic acid combined with the power of your retinoid, if your skin can tolerate it, which I have worked my skin up to this tolerance. If your skin can tolerate it, then amazing. You're going to get the most. That combination is going to do wonders for your skin because it's the combination of basically using your retinoid so that it's getting that skin cell turnover and then exfoliating it. So you're basically sloughing off all of that extra that might be coming up from using your retinoid. Your retinoid is not an exfoliant. It does stimulate skin cell turnover, which might make you think it's an exfoliant, but it's not. All of that's going to come up to the surface. Then you're going to use your exfoliant and that's going to get it all off. I use an exfoliant like a glycolic acid probably like 2 to 3 times a week. So again, it's not in this particular skincare routine, but you will find it in my nighttime skincare routine often. Tonight's exfoliant, instead of glycolic acid, is gonna be my azelaic acid emulsion, but I wouldn't really call this an exfoliant. See, and this is what I was saying. It's like just slightly thicker than the retinaldehyde. This also just helps with clogged pores, which is why I've been reaching for it lately again, because I got B12 injections, which I need. I occasionally have to get B12 injections because I don't absorb B12 from food or supplements, oral supplements. So I have to actually get it injected into my body for health reasons. But every time I do that, it does give me some clogged pores around this area of my face and also on my back. So if I just want some gentle exfoliation, best believe I'm gonna reach for my azelaic acid. And honestly, I'm not really gonna bring this one down because I wanna just target this area, just my face. By the way, this azelaic acid has other really great ingredients in it too. They're just wonderful for anti-aging. And it feels nice, look at that. And then last, from my brand again, this is the Naturium Multipeptide Rich Cream. This is one of the best products that we have ever made. It is a super rich moisturizer that contains nice peptides like copper peptides. They're encapsulated, so don't worry about what you're using it with. It is thick. I personally like to break it in my hands a little bit because it has this really nice water break. And then it actually seems like it's a lighter texture as you rub it in your hands. Look how beautiful this is. If you have dry skin, if you have more mature skin, if you just want a luxurious moisturizer that does so much more than, in my opinion, a lot of the really expensive moisturizers on the market, the luxury brands, you should try this because you're gonna love it. I promise. We worked so hard to make sure you were getting a luxury experience with this while also actually getting ingredients that can make a huge difference with your skin. And again, like I said, when your skin looks nice and dewy and plump and juicy, I mean, who's looking at my melasma when it's glowing? You know what I mean? So that is my nighttime skincare routine for tonight. Do need a lip balm? Let's see. Just got this one. It's from Tenny. It is her brand Monday Born. Let's put some of this on. That's nice. Okay. Pinching that off. I feel good. So that's tonight's skincare routine. I obviously had washed my face too. I probably should have mentioned that while I was in the shower. I'm gonna go blow dry my hair now, but I hope that was helpful. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments below. I'm always happy to answer, and my skincare routine does kind of change out slightly every single night, but for the most part, you're gonna find products like this or these types of ingredients in my nighttime skincare routine. It just makes me feel so good. I feel so plump and dewy and smooth. And I really do like how my melasma is starting to, I guess, even out. It's not as blotchy and as in your face as it used to be. So I'm pretty happy with that. I'll probably do Cosmelon again, maybe right before Christmas, because I'll be with my family, and if I'm peeling, oh well. Find me on Instagram, on TikTok, all of the places. I'm just at Susan Yora. And I hope that you guys have been listening and or watching my new podcast series called My Life Online. Tell me what you want to see with it, because it's really just kind of this ever evolving program right now. I think we're moving into just having guests on that answer questions that I'm just interested in, whether it's wellness, beauty. We even had a sex therapist on, just fun stuff like that. So let me know in the comments. I missed you guys. I'll talk to you soon. Bye.